Good afternoon and welcome back to our third edition of the IMEX Black Table at our gray table. But it is the Black Table edition. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there you go. Yes, indeed. Yes, and thank you to our sponsor, Tech Factory, Ricardo Hicks, in assisting us with making sure that we can exude and express all the good things through technology and possible. Please visit him and also support him as well. Let's welcome Gina Lawrence to the NAACP, the Vice President of Event and Travel Services. Yay! Gina in the house. Gina in the house. So listen, we have been asking some very honest questions of our guests. And the goal is to ensure that we talk about your journey and hopefully something you say will inspire others to carry on. And so let's talk about how you got into your current role and then what that journey was like. And we'll interrupt you a couple of times with questions, but let's just start the basic conversation off with that question.
Okay, so I got into my current role because of my mentor. She moved on to be director of events for the NAACP, and she brought me on as her event manager. And so from there, I just have, continued to get promotions and along the way. And so now I lead the events and travel services department.
So did you just wake up and wanted to be an event person, or how did you?
I ran away from it.
Oh.
I absolutely ran away from it.
Okay. Well, why did you? So what brought you back?
It just kept getting put on my plate, because I'm an A-type person, and so it was no, let's coordinate this, let's coordinate that. So eventually, I couldn't run away from events.
Is that how you always been?
What?
Meaning a A-type person where you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and where did that come from? So where are you from originally?
DC.
Oh, so you DC born and bred?
Yes.
All right,
I'm
that's
a
what's
rare
up.
DC native.
Oh, that's what's up. All right, so you have any siblings?
Yes.
So you're the oldest, youngest, middle?
I'm the oldest. Can
You're
you
the
tell?
oldest. No, I could not.
Really?
No. Yeah, we teach all the time about getting up on stools and dangling the feet. So no, I didn't know. That's what's up. So you're the oldest. So you have two? You have two?
No, one little sister.
Okay, cool. And then you're also a Spelman grad.
Yes.
Yes. All right, cool. So you went from you're the second. You have a baby sister, right? You're from DC. You went to Spelman, and then you jumped to the NACP, or what was in between NACP and Spelman?
I started out at a hotel and restaurant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, in DC.
Doing?
I started off as the executive assistant to the general manager and sales assistant.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved to the marketing coordinator. And then from there, I went to the Links Incorporated.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, you did.
I did know that. I did not. It's my show. You can't tell what I know.
And then from there, I did some government consulting, like contracting, and then NAACP.
So along your journey, what are some things you took away that kind of made you who you are, and how did you apply those to your current role?
I would say along the journey, I have learned to make my voice louder. I feel like each year I get more empowered to stand up for myself and to really just find that voice. So that's one of the things I feel like I've definitely grown along the way. Because when I first started out, I did not have a voice. I was just literally telling someone the other day that I basically had a discrimination case that I could have pursued but didn't, because my supervisor at the time told me that I needed to press my hair because I was deciding to go natural. So, yeah.
Wow. And so how did that make you feel? Is that the first part of when you got a conflict with your identity that you had to?
They basically told me I needed to be there was a front desk agent and she pressed her hair out, and they were like, oh, you need to wear your hair like hers. And I was like, we don't have the same type of hair. That doesn't work. So I went to go get the Black Enterprise magazine and circle cut out pictures of professional black women. It was like, so are you telling me that this person with this natural hairstyle doesn't look professional?
Oh, wow.
So.
And so how did they receive that?
Well, at that point, it was, them they were hemming and hawing and
okay.
Oh, well, we didn't mean it that way. But they did, still put a policy together that was purely directed at me.
So did that inspire you to be more involved in to get to the NCP, or talk about that track, and then how did you apply what you went through to make it
Honestly,
strong?
I just feel like it was God, like divine. Like I went from the hotel and restaurant, and then started working with black folks, and I've
Yeah.
kind of been on the black folk journey for a while.
How's that working for you?
Woo!
And so, you came from D.C., went to Spelman, went through certain roles at the hotel and contracting work, I guess as an entrepreneur at some point.
Yes.
Okay, so talk about that journey and what was that jump like between the hotels and NCP, or Links rather, I guess, after you went through your contract work.
So part of that is nothing but faith, like completely a faith journey.
Yeah.
I've actually have said, and I don't want to say I don't recommend, but most of the jobs that I've quit with nothing else lined up. And it was either because the environment was toxic or it just wasn't a good situation. But that's where faith kicks in because God has always provided.
Yeah.
So the entrepreneur thing, I didn't do it well the first time.
That's fair.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
No, I mean that's fair. So what were your learnings? I mean, that's why we're here. What were your learnings that you?
Hi.
See, y'all. So you see, you can't take y'all nowhere. I can't edit that out. That was something about hi. You can just wave. But really, you talk about what was the jump? I mean, what was that? What was that like?
The lessons?
Yeah.
I definitely would have networked more, but I think also just in how I've been talking about or how I mentioned.
Network like what? Like let's break this down. Network like
so going to events.
Okay. All right.
Getting to know people, and I think how I mentioned like owning my voice and like becoming louder. Like, I definitely would have talked about myself and talked about like, hey, do you have this need? Like, I would have put myself out there more to say like, hey, I'm available for this service, and I didn't do that well.
Do you feel that you didn't have a lot of support or a circle that kind of poured into you to help, or you just didn't want to? You didn't know who to ask or how to ask?
I didn't activate it.
Yeah. Talk about that. Why? Why not? You were nervous. You didn't want to seem like you didn't know what was going on.
I think
because I deal with that.
Living...
I deal. So I'm asking the question. So you're helping me too.
Yeah, I think I was dealing with a little imposter syndrome because of kind of looking at it as like not having a job.
Yeah.
And like almost like begging for help.
Yeah.
But coming on this side, it's absolutely realizing that we are made for connection, and that's what your support system is for. Mm-hmm. So you got to be vulnerable.
Yeah. And so being vulnerable.
You're not gonna make me cry.
I am. I'm going
to.
So being vulnerable. Talk about what situations made you uncomfortable, and then how did you deal with that to strengthen your current circumstance.
I think. Let's see. What situations made me uncomfortable?
Yes. And how'd you deal with it? Because you said being vulnerable, so vulnerable at some point you had to be uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think recently and I think most people go through this, like I overworked myself. I put in too many hours, and, I thought that it was for the benefit of me and the company, but really it was like just a complete breakdown for me. So much so that I went out and took 3 months of FMLA. But that was the best decision I could have ever made. I came back renewed, refreshed, and really with a backbone. Yeah.
All right, backbone. All right.
So, understanding that the work is going to be there. Like, if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done.
So this transition in your mind was shifting from, were you trying to prove yourself when you're working you're overworking yourself, or was it a gap that had to be filled? Or was it a part of your responsibility? I mean, walk us through.
I feel like it was really black woman syndrome. Like, I felt the need that I had to do it all. At that time, it was like me and another planner, and I like to plan the conference, almost, 10,000 people, like in just 2 people.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. And I got PTSD.
Do you think a lot of young professionals go through that, or people in general go through that?
Absolutely, because you don't want to look at it as like you being a failure.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what really kept like repeating in my mind.
Yeah.
And I had to have people tell me that, like, Gina, this isn't okay. Like yes, you're trying to make this successful, but like it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So I often hear people talk about their time as they evolved into what they are. Did you always have support growing up, or were people counting you out? Were you expected from born and raised in D.C. to jump to Spelman? Because it's kind of a big deal. Because you didn't go to Howard either, but that's a big deal. I mean, is that?
I definitely always had a support system. I would say for my family, I probably would say I was also my own like pusher. Because I was always the one who just needed to excel. Like I absolutely am the one putting my pressure on myself.
Sure.
So.
And that's because you want to be the best you want to be, or you're proving. I got you.
Have a spirit of excellence.
Yeah, I love it. So your baby sister, how does she? Does she know? Does she understand what you do?
Yes.
And
I have brought her along for some events.
And so, how does that journey help you to propel you to do what you do, knowing that your sister's watching you?
Oh, she don't care. We are two completely different personalities.
Okay. She don't know whatsoever. She don't care whatsoever.
Like, okay, girl.
Yeah,
do
keep
your
pushing.
thing.
That's what's up. So let's talk. So you went to school, right? You work in a hotel. You contractor, links, NACP. What's next?
What is next? When God tells me, I'll tell you.
Hey, that's fair. That's so. What have you asked for? She wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't.
Yeah, see.
I want something that is going to challenge and grow me. I still feel like I'm very young in this career, and I still have a lot more to learn and do. So I definitely am looking for something that's just going to make me more well-rounded, give me another sector underneath my belt. So, yeah.
So what affirmations to yourself and from your family do you repeat that help you to keep on that journey to find that what you're talking about? You're taking too long.
I'm sorry. Abundance is my birthright.
Okay. That's it? That's all? That's what you...
I mean, that was the one
good.
off the top of my head.
Yeah, I just asked the question. That's good. Okay, cool.
I mean, otherwise, I got to give you some scriptures.
We need to hear it too. That's fine.
I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. I got it.
So.
All right, so we got that. So who do you most speak with that gives you courage, that reminds you of where you came from, reminds you of who you are, reminds you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you? Who's your biggest advocate that you would say? That tear coming.
No. So I think I don't have one.
Okay.
I have multiple.
Okay.
But in the things that you speak of, each of them are in like one of those sectors. So like for me,
I got you.
It like putting them together gives me what I need.
So are there multiple ones? So what are those circles? So we break down those individual circles.
So, I have my executive coach.
Yep.
Definitely speaks life into me and reminds me of, I think sometimes I like downplay the things I do. And so they help remind me that like, no, you are the bomb.
Yeah.
You have done this.
Gotcha.
I think I definitely have my girlfriends who are like my spiritual support system. Like if I need to call and pray with them. And then, for me, it's definitely, I've just, gained some mentors along the way in the industry who, I can call and say like, hey, I have this situation. Like, how should I handle? So it's definitely a combination.
Yeah. So I hear courage. I hear having different circles of inspiration. I hear faith. I hear having a backbone and speaking up, not being timid, but speaking your words, right? So this leads us to you being the president of the board for the National Coalition of Black Media Professionals.
Yes.
Speak to that, and what do you see Coalition's role as in this industry now, and what can you reflect on as possibilities of us moving forward?
I will say first that it's been amazing to watch the growth of the organization over the years. I mean, we are here at IMAX. This is a first.
Yeah, it is.
So, have to acknowledge that. I would say that I see nothing but up for us. I continue to see us getting bigger and better. I think that we are so important in the industry, but also for the people, the members that we service. The one thing that I've constantly have conversations with people is when they go to one of our events and they leave it feeling rejuvenated. They leave it, feeling with a sense of pride, because in their daily lives or work experience, they're not able to commune with people who look like them. So to go to a place where they can have the conversations, talk about their experiences with someone who looks like them, it's just really been empowering for them.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the main reasons why, this organization is so important.
Last question. Give us 3 words that people can, in the audience and on virtual, can hear from you.
Virtual? Like it's live?
Yes. Yes. Let me do. Can I do what I'm doing? What's she?
Okay.
What you thought we had? We on satellite and it's delayed or
gonna
something?
be edited for clips or something.
No, not right now. We're gonna do this live. So, give us 3 words of empowerment for the audience and the folks who are watching who are not here.
Empowerment. In what way?
3 words. Just 3 words about you that you want them to take away from this conversation.
All right. Resilience.
Don't say strength.
No, I mean it's right here. But way to be on brand. Joy. And perseverance.
There we go. All right. Let's give it up for Gina Lawrence. Let's give it up. For those of you who are not members, go to ncbmp.com, ncbmp.com, and join our organization. We have dual memberships with MPI, PCMA, and we work on a partnership with ASAE. So we are everybody covered. So look to engage with each of you and come to our conference. Go to ncbmp.com to register. We'll be in Birmingham, Alabama, November 13th to the 16th at the Sheraton Marriott Hotel. And it's going to be a time, sure enough is, 41st conference. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you at the next session in about 30 minutes. Thanks so much.